There's 5 primary threat groups to data. The primary threat group are foreign intelligence services. So most people would call the services state sponsors. They're the most motivated, they're highly funded, and these groups typically target intelligence type information, so political, military, economic intelligence. The second major threat group are terrorist organizations. Terrorist organizations are primarily targeting data that would allow them to defraud identities to help people move around the U.S., so identity type data. And they're also looking to find their way into U.S. networks of organizations in the U.S. so they can maintain access for maybe committing some type of cyber sabotage down the road. The third group are what we call transnational criminal enterprises. At one point, the common term was organized crime. So transnational criminal enterprises are basically any group that is organized, they're global, and they're actually specifically targeting certain industries or organizations within those industries. Fourth are competitors. So, any company that invests heavily in R&D, their competitors are more than likely going to try to get that R&D at some point. Not necessarily U.S. competitors, but global competitors. And then fifth, the fifth group are basically insiders. And over the last 10 years, that's kind of been a lost group in the media. We hear about hackers all the time, but you rarely hear about the insider threat. An incident response plan is great. It's a great foundation to prepare yourself for something that may come down the road. But ultimately, speed is a virtue. There's a lot of data privacy regulation out there and legislation that actually mandates that companies, when they become aware of a data breach, take certain actions immediately. And the primary action they want you to do is try to preserve digital evidence as quickly as possible. So having some computer forensic capability, whether it's in-house or through some preferred third-party provider, is definitely critical because digital evidence does not last very long. So it's important to collect it so that you can start analyzing it, and then hopefully your analysis will lead you to contain the incident. Then once the incident's contained, you can begin the process of plugging all the security holes. The cyber criminal groups have become so advanced over the last 10 years that they're almost operating like the foreign intelligence services. So they have the ability to custom develop malicious software on the fly. So if a cyber criminal group penetrates a network of their target organization, they're actually learning about the network and then developing software that's specific to that environment to try to avoid detection. So on the technology front, organizations are going to have to start thinking about employing technologies that allow them to monitor in real time live memory on computer systems and any changes to the file system. So that type of technology is going to be critical going forward to preventing and detecting cybercrime.